Hi, I'm Chuck Ross, and this is your weekly VLCeed. A few weeks ago, before heading to the coast and last week dealing with my selective avoidance, I wrote a bit about the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Now, while I did get sidetracked a bit, let's dive into the first agreement. And the first agreement is be impeccable with your word. Okay? Now, while this sounds easy enough, I think it's actually one of the most challenging and perhaps one of the most important of the agreements. Now, many people think that this agreement's about being nice. They equate it to the expression, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all. But the meaning of this agreement goes a bit deeper. Now, Ruiz, first he gets a little bit deep and discusses how our words create our beliefs. Okay, got it. An example might be a small child who is told, while they're growing up that it's not safe to go into the ocean because of sharks. Now, at first, the child's parents create belief by telling them over and over. But then as the child grows into an adult, he or she can't figure out, while I have this aversion to the ocean. So being impeccable with our word really has two parts. Now, first, we try to be impeccable with the words we speak to ourselves, because they will determine the beliefs we have of ourselves, of the people around us, and of the many things that we encounter during our lives. I mean, if when you're at work, you're constantly saying to yourself how terrible the job is, okay, or how terrible the people are, then you will most likely have terrible days at work. You're probably not going to enjoy work, and you certainly won't enjoy your coworkers. But we do have the power to do just exactly the opposite. If you constantly remind yourself that you're grateful that you have a steady paycheck, that you enjoy your job, and you acknowledge that your coworkers are a little quirky, but they're good people, then your days are probably going to be a lot more pleasant. Now, the second part to being impeccable with your word is just an acknowledgement that your words can, in fact, leave impressions on others. Those impressions could become part of their thinking, even though you don't mean them to. Now, think of it like pushing your hand into concrete. It will become permanent if it's not smoothed out. Now, mentally smoothing it out is really the second agreement, which we will touch on next week. But for now, here are some questions for you. What are some beliefs that you have that were passed on by others? And what are some beliefs that you have struggled to reverse or let go of? And in your life, where do you need to work the most on being impeccable with your word? That's it for this week. Until next week, be well. Thanks for joining me.